Lily was a shining star at the bustling marketing firm, known for her warm smile and dedication. Every day, she arrived early to help her team prepare for meetings and often stayed late to ensure every project was perfect. Her coworkers admired her not just for her hard work, but also for her kindness. Whether it was bringing in coffee for the team or lending an ear to someone who needed to talk, Lily's compassionate nature made the office feel more like a family. Despite the lively atmosphere, Lily often felt like something was missing in her life. While many of her friends were busy dating and finding love, she focused on her career, believing that success would come first. Her friends would tease her about needing to find someone special, but she brushed it off with a laugh. Little did she know, they had other plans in store. As the office buzzed with energy, the idea of a prank began to form among her mischievous coworkers. They thought it would be hilarious to set Lily up with a fake blind date. Who wouldn't enjoy watching their sweet friend navigate what she believed to be a romantic encounter? Unbeknownst to Lily, this playful joke was about to take an extraordinary turn, setting the stage for an unforgettable evening that none of them could have anticipated. The seeds of surprise were being planted in the heart of their typical workday. The marketing firm where Lily worked buzzed with energy and laughter. It wasn't just the aroma of fresh coffee or the sound of keyboards clacking that filled the air. It was the playful spirit that brought everyone together. Teammates enjoyed a close bond, often lightening their workload with pranks and jokes. Offices were decorated with silly signs, and spontaneous trophy awards celebrated the best, silliest dance or most creative coffee spill. Setting up fake blind dates was one of their favorite tricks. It always started with whispers around the water cooler, where a coworker's name would be tossed around, sparking delightful mischief. Just last month, Tom had convinced Sarah that she was about to meet a famous actor, only for her to discover an old coworker dressed in ridiculous costume makeup instead. The laughter echoed through the hallways, and everyone appreciated how such pranks could turn a dull day into a memorable experience. While some people rolled their eyes at these antics, others embraced the fun wholeheartedly. Lily often stayed in her own bubble of work, but her friends were determined to get her in on the playful culture. They believed she deserved a little adventure in her life, a hint of romance served with laughter. With mischievous smiles, they plotted to set up their beloved friend on a blind date she never saw coming, hoping it would spark both joy and excitement. As the days passed, Lily's friends couldn't stop giggling about their plan. They gathered one afternoon in the break room, excitedly whispering and exchanging ideas. After throwing around various names, they finally settled on the perfect angle for their prank, convincing Lily that a mysterious CEO wanted to meet her for a date. The thought of it made them burst into laughter, but they knew they had to keep a straight face to pull it off. To make it believable, they crafted an elaborate story. One of her friends, Jessica, would play the role of the messenger, claiming she had overheard that the CEO was intrigued by Lily's work and wanted to discuss potential collaborations over dinner. They even created a fake email from an account that seemed official. They all agreed to add a sprinkle of excitement and urgency to it. Lily would think this was her big chance. On the day of the setup, Jessica approached Lily with feigned seriousness, pretending to be nervous about delivering such exciting news. "You won't believe this," she said dramatically, "but I heard from someone that Mr. Johnson, the CEO, wants to meet you." Lily's eyes widened in disbelief as Jessica continued describing how charming and successful he was. While Lily's heart raced with a mix of excitement and nerves, her friends couldn't wait to see how she would handle this unexpected twist in her otherwise routine life. Little did they know just how far this prank would go. As the day of the supposed date approached, Lily's heart raced with a mix of excitement and anxiety. She could hardly focus on her work, her mind drifting to thoughts of the charming CEO who wanted to meet her. What does he look like? What will we talk about? She wondered, scanning the office for anyone who might be able to help calm her nerves. That evening, she stood in front of her mirror, trying on multiple outfits, each time twisting and turning, hoping to find the perfect look. Should she go for something professional or more flirtatious? After what felt like hours, she settled on a lovely dress that was both stylish and elegant. A sprinkle of perfume lingered in the air as she added her final touch, a pair of earrings passed down from her grandmother. Despite her preparations, anxiety bubbled beneath the surface. Images of dinner conversations danced through her mind as she rehearsed potential topics. convincing herself that this could be a life-changing moment. Her friends had painted Mr. Johnson as an impressive figure, someone successful and charismatic, which only heightened her excitement. When she received a message confirming the time and location for their dinner meeting, adrenaline poured through her veins. It was happening. With every passing minute leading up to the date, Lily couldn't shake off the feeling that this encounter could lead to something big, not just for herself, but possibly for her career as well. Little did she know it was all part of a playful ruse. As the day of the date drew closer, Lily's friends worked hard to ensure that their prank remained convincing. They gathered in a corner of the office, brainstorming details that would make the story more believable. Jessica, who had initially broken the news to Lily, took the lead, suggesting they mention how Mr. Johnson had been impressed by Lily's recent project and wanted to discuss potential opportunities with her. The group decided that creating buzz about Lily's big date was essential. They whispered excitedly among themselves as they casually dropped hints around the office, making sure others heard about it too. "Did you hear about Lily's dinner with the CEO? I heard he's quite taken with her work," they would say, winking at each other behind their backs. Their colleagues played along, adding to the excitement and keeping the story alive. To make it even more convincing, they decided to prepare background information about Mr. Johnson, his career highlights, his interests, and even a few personal anecdotes, which they shared with Lily to fuel her dreams of how wonderful the evening might be. They painted a picture of him as someone charismatic and down-to-earth, a perfect match for her. As the day arrived, Lily's anticipation was at its peak. Her friends watched from a distance with gleeful smiles, proud of their elaborate setup. They couldn't wait for her reaction when she finally discovered that the charming CEO was just a part of their playful scheme. The night of the date finally arrived, and Lily felt a whirlwind of emotions as she stepped into the elegant restaurant. Soft lights twinkled overhead, and the atmosphere was filled with laughter and the clinking of glasses. She glanced nervously at her watch, heart racing as she waited for the CEO to arrive. Just as she was starting to worry that he wouldn't show, a tall figure approached her table. He exuded confidence, with a friendly smile that instantly put her at ease. "Lily," he said, his voice warm and inviting. She nodded, taking in the charming stranger who seemed to radiate charisma. As they sat down, he introduced himself as Mr. Johnson, the very man her friends had told her about. To her surprise, he appeared genuinely interested in her life and career. They engaged in easy conversation, with him asking insightful questions about her recent projects and ambitions. Lily couldn't help but feel flattered. He seemed to know so much about her work. "You've really made an impression on everyone here," he remarked with a twinkle in his eye, making her blush. Encouraged by his compliments, Lily found herself opening up about her dreams and goals more than she usually would on a first date. As they shared stories over appetizers, the chemistry between them grew stronger, leaving Lily exhilarated yet bewildered by how quickly she had formed a connection with this seemingly perfect stranger. Little did she know that beneath this charm lay the secret of an elaborate prank that was about to unfold. As the dinner went on, the effortless conversation continued to flow. Lily felt as if she had known Mr. Johnson for ages. He captivated her with stories about his travels and insights into the industry. For every question he asked her, she found herself more drawn to him. However, a subtle tension hung in the air, as if something was brewing just beneath the surface. Lily noticed several tables around them filled with familiar faces from her office, laughter and whispers bubbling in the background. Although she glanced in their direction, she cast it aside, convinced they were merely patrons enjoying their meals. It wasn't until Mr. Johnson leaned in closer and said, "You know, I've heard so much about your work ethic and dedication," that her heart skipped a beat. Had her friends really been discussing her with the CEO? Just when Lily thought he would continue complimenting her work, Mr. Johnson paused for a moment, his expression shifting slightly. He took a deep breath before letting out a playful chuckle. "I have to admit something," he said, and Lily's heart raced with anticipation. "I'm not just here for business. I'm actually part of a little office prank." Suddenly, it all clicked for Lily. The charming stranger she had opened up to was not only playing along, but was truly in on the joke that her friends had created. The realization hit her like a tidal wave. He was indeed the CEO of her company, but this encounter was a carefully crafted setup by her coworkers. Laughter erupted from nearby tables as Lily's friends cheered her on, their plan revealed in a moment of delightful chaos. As the laughter subsided and the initial shock of the prank faded, Mr. Johnson looked at Lily with a sincere expression. "I really am genuinely impressed by you," he said, his voice steady and warm. "Your work in marketing has caught everyone's attention, and it's clear you put your heart into what you do." Lily felt her cheeks flush as she realized that even amidst the joking, there was a layer of truth in his words. "Thank you," she replied, her heart fluttering. "I've always loved what I do, and it means a lot to hear that from someone like you." Mr. Johnson smiled, leaning forward slightly. "I've been watching your career develop, and I think you have incredible potential. You bring creativity and passion to the table." The compliment felt genuine, and for a moment, Lily allowed herself to believe that this charming soul actually saw her for who she was. Her friends exchanged glances filled with surprise. They had intended for this evening to be a light-hearted prank, but they hadn't anticipated that their plan might lead to something more meaningful. As the conversation continued, Mr. Johnson asked deeper questions about her goals and aspirations, showing genuine interest not just in her work, but in her as a person. With each passing moment, Lily realized that this unexpected twist could be more than just a joke. It might spark an unforeseen connection between her and the CEO that went beyond mere office pranks. The atmosphere shifted from playful chaos to something more profound, leaving everyone curious about where this new thread would lead. As Lily and Mr. Johnson shared a heartfelt conversation, her friends watched from a distance, their eyes widening in surprise. Originally, they had planned to reveal the prank and share a laugh, but now they felt a twinge of realization that something beautiful was unfolding before them. They had expected a light-hearted joke, but they never anticipated witnessing such genuine chemistry between their friend and the CEO. Jessica exchanged glances with Tom and Sarah, who stood nearby, their expressions shifting from amusement to admiration. "Do you see how she lights up when he talks to her?" Jessica whispered, her excitement palpable. "This is turning into something real." As laughter and banter turned into deeper discussions, the atmosphere in the restaurant transformed into something magical. They watched as Mr. Johnson leaned in closer to Lily, his sincerity evident. It felt as if this spontaneous moment was blossoming with promise and potential. Was this exactly what they had hoped for when they planned the prank? Feeling a mix of pride and disbelief, Tom piped up, "I can't believe we might have accidentally played matchmaker. If they hit it off, we've created more than just a joke tonight." The group nodded in agreement, realizing that their light-hearted intentions had inadvertently set the stage for a budding romance. They decided to stay a little longer, letting the evening unfold naturally, curious to see how this unexpected connection between Lily and Mr. Johnson would blossom. As the conversation deepened, Lily and Mr. Johnson began to explore their shared values and ambitions, revealing a connection that felt remarkably genuine. They discussed their passions for marketing and how they both believed in the power of creativity to drive change. "I think marketing is about more than just selling a product. It's about telling a story that resonates with people," Lily shared, her eyes lighting up. Mr. Johnson nodded in agreement, his expression thoughtful. "Absolutely. It's about connecting with your audience on a personal level," he replied. Encouraged by his enthusiasm, Lily felt her confidence grow as she articulated her vision for future projects and how she wanted to make an impact in her field. They also discovered mutual interests outside of work. Both loved hiking and exploring new places, often seeking inspiration from nature for their creative endeavors. As they shared anecdotes about their favorite trails and travel experiences, laughter flowed easily between them, creating an atmosphere charged with excitement. For Lily, this was no longer just a date set up by her friends. It was a moment where she felt seen and understood. Mr. Johnson's genuine interest in her thoughts and opinions made her heart race in ways she hadn't expected. Their conversation felt like the beginning of something remarkable, not just a potential romance, but a partnership built on shared dreams and aspirations. As the evening progressed, it became clear that this unexpected encounter was far more than just a playful prank. It was evolving into a beautiful connection that neither of them had anticipated, but both were eager to explore further. As the evening continued to unfold, Mr. Johnson leaned back in his chair, a thoughtful expression crossing his face. After a moment of pause, he looked directly into Lily's eyes, an earnestness in his gaze that both excited and intrigued her. "You know," he began carefully, "I've been thinking about how much I admire your approach to marketing. I truly believe we could create something amazing together." Lily tilted her head slightly, curious about where this was leading. "What do you mean?" she asked, a mix of anticipation and eagerness bubbling within her. "I'd love to collaborate on a project," he proposed, his tone filled with sincerity. "I think your fresh perspective could bring a lot to my team. Plus," he added with a playful smile, "it would be great to get to know you better outside of this prank." Her friends, who had gathered nearby under the pretense of cleaning up their table, exchanged astonished glances as they overheard this unexpected declaration. They had envisioned a light-hearted evening, but hadn't anticipated Mr. Johnson wanting to take their prank further into genuine collaboration and possibly romance. Lily's heart raced as she considered the implications of his offer. "A collaboration?" she echoed, excitement flaring within her. "That sounds incredible. Let's discuss it over coffee next week," he suggested confidently. The proposal felt like the perfect blend of professionalism and personal interest, an opportunity that had blossomed from their initial silly setup into something truly special. As laughter erupted around them from her friends' delighted reactions, Lily couldn't help but smile at the delightful turn of events. What began as a joke was now paving the way for new possibilities in both her career and perhaps her heart. As the evening drew to a close and laughter filled the air, Lily sat back and reflected on everything that had unfolded. What began as an innocent prank turned into a transformative experience that she never saw coming. She felt a profound sense of gratitude for her friends, whose mischief had led her to a moment that sparked not only her professional ambitions, but also a potential romantic connection. Lily's heart swelled with excitement as she thought about the collaboration Mr. Johnson proposed. This was not just a new opportunity. It was proof that unexpected situations could lead to wonderful outcomes. She realized that sometimes, stepping outside her comfort zone, even through humorous circumstances, could unlock doors she hadn't imagined before. Watching Mr. Johnson interact with her friends, chatting and laughing effortlessly, reinforced the idea that life is full of delightful surprises. In that moment, a wave of appreciation washed over her. Things often worked out in ways one would never predict. With newfound clarity and excitement about the future, Lily understood that this encounter was more than just a date. It was a chance to embrace what life offered with open arms. She felt ready to pursue not only this promising collaboration, but also to explore where this unexpected connection might lead them both. As she headed home that night, reflecting on the day's events, Lily knew she would carry the lessons learned into her career and beyond. Sometimes the most beautiful opportunities arise from moments you least expect. As Lily walked home that night, the cool breeze brushed against her cheeks, and she felt a sense of warmth inside her. Reflecting on the evening's events, she realized how friendships and unexpected moments could intertwine to create new beginnings. What started as a humorous prank had blossomed into a connection that not only ignited her passion for marketing, but also opened her heart to the possibility of love. Her friends had always been there to support her, encouraging her in both career and personal life, but she never imagined their playful scheme would lead to such a profound experience. It dawned on her that sometimes stepping out of one's comfort zone, even through laughter, could create opportunities that were truly remarkable. Lily thought about Mr. Johnson's genuine interest in her aspirations and how they had connected over shared dreams. She felt hopeful about what this collaboration could bring, not just professionally, but also personally. The prospect of working closely together excited her, but it was the friendship and camaraderie with her coworkers that fueled her optimism even more. In that moment of reflection, Lily embraced the idea that life is full of surprises. It reminded her that friendships could lead to love and encourage growth in ways she hadn't anticipated. She smiled at the thought of what lay ahead, knowing that unexpected situations often pave the way for beautiful adventures, both in love and in life. With a renewed sense of purpose, Lily looked forward to embracing every opportunity that came her way.